Okay, so I think it's a good time to start, definitely. All right. Okay, so we have most of our participants already online. Some of you do have your module test is what I learned, and that's the reason, some of you may not be able to join in. Fantastic. So once again, very, very good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Do switch on your camera so that I could see you for those who can actually manage to do that. For those who can actually manage to do that, it'll be lovely to see you all online. And I am going to, set the stage for the session today. So what is our objective today? What are we planning to do today? So, before we begin, let me just have a quick check with all of you. All right. Super. All right. So we have around 77 people already logged in. Great. So hope you're all doing well. Good morning, everyone. Hello out there. How is your energy today, this morning? Are you all worried? And are you all wondering what's going to happen today? Or are you all going to, keep wondering what's going to be our future, whether these sessions are really going to help us or not, whether we're really going to, actually make through the interview? I mean, yeah, I totally agree. These questions as in, okay, does these session really help us, and will these answers really help us crack the interview? So trust me, one thing that we all have to remember, okay, it's only you and only you who's actually going to make it. So I am just going to be a mediator, but all of these tips and tricks do help. They do help, okay. But these scripts, these scripts are actually a kind of a support system for you. But most importantly, what's really going to help you is, one, your level of confidence, and two, what you talk. Okay, what you're going to talk, right? So what you talk and how you talk, both together are going to definitely help you crack the interview. And for that, your mindset is going to play a very, very important role. So be happy, be cheerful, be positive while you go ahead and make it through, right? Of course, there are a lot of questions, right? So yeah, Mr. Dungle, you want to ask me something, or is there a question, or are you raising hands so that you could say something? Tell me quickly. What is it?
Hello, ma'am. I have a basic question. I always feel underconfident. I'm not confident while I'm giving an interview. I gave like 4 or 5 interviews, and I did miserable in all of them. So I want to ask you, how should I improve my confidence level? I prepared myself for 2 to 3 days to ask this question. So
Oh my God. All
so
right.
it
What's
is
your
very
first name?
difficult.
What's your first name? DDM2.
Gnaneshwar,
Sorry?
Gnaneshwar, ma'am. Gnaneshwar.
Jnaneshwar.
Yes.
D with a D. Jnaneshwar.
Yes, you can call me DD, ma'am. Everyone calls me DD.
It's going to be easy for everyone. Okay, super.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Mr. DD, what we are going to
yes,
do
ma'am.
is we are going to take your interview right away. Are you ready?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to
Yes,
hear you.
okay,
So, Mr. Jnaneshwar, I have received your resume and I'm going through it. Please tell me something about yourself.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. My name is Gnaneshwar Madharao Dongle. I am mechanical engineering graduate from Government College of Engineering, Aurangabad, with aggregate CGPA of 7.6. And I have done my schooling from Yashwant Mahavidyalaya, where from that college only I have completed my junior college also. And I have done an internship in an fabrication company, which is a mechanical engineering company. And as I have seen a trend of IT companies increasing and booming, so I wanted to do my career in IT. That's why I joined AccuJob. And speaking of my hobbies, I like to play cricket and watch cricket, and I like to read books, novels also. Thank you.
Okay, super. So, Didi, tell me, have you missed on something? What do you think? Self-evaluate.
Um, yes, ma'am. I haven't spoke anything about projects, as I did one project which is related to mechanical engineering background. So I
Hmm.
haven't mentioned about that one. And earlier I had that project in my introduction, but
Okay.
right now I
But
haven't prepared for that. That's why I
when
missed.
have you joined AQ Jobs? How much time?
Just 1 month ago.
Oh,
One
okay.
month.
So you're going to do a lot of projects, okay? You're going to do a lot
Okay,
of
yes.
projects, and you're not going to appear for the interview like in a month or maybe in the next week or so, right? So don't bother so much. And I'm not going
Yes.
to be too worried about you either. But
Okay.
yeah, see, one thing you have to remember, and this is not only for DD, this is for everyone, okay? People, for everyone. See, knowing what to say is important, but if you keep on learning your script by heart like DD has done, he's really worked hard.
Okay.
You can see that, okay, he has prepared his script, and he's visualizing, okay, sentence ke baad this is the sentence, then this is the sentence, then this.
Yes.
Don't do that, please. See, we can
Okay.
sense that you are actually mentally rehearsing your script, okay? So it doesn't come out naturally. All right, so my first suggestion to each one of you is, before you go ahead and prepare your script, okay, prepare a flow chart, okay, prepare a flow chart of your own career journey, okay? Like, say for instance, DD says, I have done my graduation from from so and so college. I've done my say mechanical engineering, and then I have also done my junior college from the same college. Now look at the repetition of words that you have. What should come first? What should come later? Will the junior college come first, or will the graduation come first? What do you think, DD? What comes first? Will the junior college come first, or will the graduation come first? What comes first? In your flow chart, what comes first? Didi, are you clear?
Junior college, ma'am.
Sorry?
Yeah, graduation. Graduation, ma'am.
Right?
Hello.
So now, when you are saying something, okay,
Yes.
you are saying something, and then suddenly you talk about why I shifted, then suddenly you're talking about. So what happens is, people do not get the clear picture, number one, because you're too fast in speaking, because you have mugged up your speech. And number two, that visualization doesn't happen. So we have to remember that whensoever that you are talking about, whether any answer, okay, whensoever you talk, prepare a mental script and a flow chart. One, then two, then three, then four. And remember that, in those boxes with clear headlines, so that while you are saying, those headlines, and you can help the listener also visualize what you are making them visualize. Am I making sense to all of you? Yeah. So do that as your homework. Prepare those flow charts, okay, with key points. Clear? All right. Now, okay, there are a lot of chats and there are some hand raises. So, okay. 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 Super. All right. So I get that. I get that. Yeah. So we have two hand raises. We have Samar and we have Madhav. So Samar, would you want to ask your question?
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I want to ask you some special questions regarding my profile because
Okay.
I am a chemical engineer. So I want to switch in IT. So how to take a like this question? Why you are so switching in IT sector
Hmm,
after and also I have a MTech.
I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
If they ask after MTech, why you are switching in your career into IT? What kinds of answer I do?
I get that. So first of all, Samar, tell me, have you recently joined AQ Jobs?
Yes, sir, yes,
Correct. So you are yet to do certain projects. Am I right?
yes. I will do inshallah.
Correct. So see, one thing is for sure, that you will be doing a lot of projects which you will project in front of them. Okay. As to why switching over. So although we've discussed this, in detail earlier in our earlier session, but I think that you've recently joined, so you're not aware about those answers. So just to give you, a quick overview about what we discussed, just in a quick, pointers. See, what we are trying to tell here is that the reason why you switched over from that particular industry to this industry,
Yes,
one thing is for very sure, that this is an industry which is really growing by leaps and bounds. That is one thing, right? Secondly, your area of interest, your passion that you now figured out. So if you have certain area of interest in a particular skill set, yeah, do you want to switch over to this role? Are you with me on this? Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
so why did you opt for this field? You would definitely want them to understand that what is the logic behind that. So one thing is you're going to talk about the growth prospect of this industry, and secondly, how this field is going to help you enhance your skills further, and also fuel your passion. Okay, so say for example, you're working on a particular project, you can give an example of that project, so that you will be doing in a little while. Okay, because you're already going to be now on different projects when you start,
Yes, yes.
your jobs. So you will mention that, say for instance, I'm working on this particular project and it really interests me because, and then you give them the reason behind that. See, people really want to know the logic. Okay, the logic as to why this industry really interests you. What is it that really you like about it? So one is definitely the growth prospect, but how about the skill set? How does that match to your area of interest and your passion? So you would add to it that, when I'm working on this particular project, this is the part which really interested me so much, because I'm very passionate about resolving these kinds of issues, and this makes me really contribute further to the organization. So think about certain projects, look at what are the areas of interest in that, what really connects you to your skill set and your passion, and how you can contribute back. So whatever that your answer is, that why did you opt for this field, or why this switch over, you are going to mention about two things: one, the growth prospect, and two, about how your skill set and your area of interest is going to be helpful to the organization. Am I making sense to you, Samar?
Okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The more you get into the projects, I think that will be a better answer to you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Madhav.
Yeah, hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Actually, ma'am, I had attended 2 or 3 soft skill sessions,
Right.
but in those sessions, I am not able to introduce myself. So, can you
Okay.
please mark my
Sure.
mistakes?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Madhav.
Okay, ma'am. Can I start?
Yes. Madhav, please tell me about yourself.
Yes. Hello, ma'am. Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. As you can see, my name is Madhav Tripathi. I am from Odisha, Ganjam. I finished my schooling from Gyan Vikas, Chhatrapur, and recently I completed bachelor in computer application from Roland Institute of Computer and Management Study under Brahmapur University. And during my final year, I am done with a project called Book Gallery, which was based on online book management system. The technologies which are used to making that project are MySQL in backend and HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Java as a front-end part of that project. Also, I have good knowledge of C, C++, Java, Python, and basic DSA. Also, a little bit in hacking and HTML, CSS. So, actually, I'm more interested in hacking as well in web development, so that I'm giving much more time in practicing coding and spending time on different vulnerable websites to make my skills stronger. Uh, uh, and talking to my strength is that I am always ready to take up new challenges and strive for excellence. This is because I believe success and failure are the best way to sculpt ourselves to reach our goals. And I believe myself and my hard work to achieve my goals. And also, I am very disciplined person. And talking to my hobbies, I like to listen musics and adventurous stories, and sometimes playing video games. That's all for now. Thank you.
All right. Super. So great. So I think you've done a great job, Madhav. And moreover, you've covered a lot of important areas. So overall, I would not say that your content has anything missing. You've covered a lot of it. Maybe they may want to know a little more detailing about your project, which you can share about it when if they ask you a little more detail about your projects. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And otherwise your speed of your speech is good, just that when you're actually speaking in front of your audience, you need to really remember this. This has to come naturally rather than mugged up or learned by heart. So the
Yes,
more
sir.
practice, it will come out very naturally. Okay.
Right.
Via you, I want to share with all of the other participants that why would our script look mugged up? When would it look mugged up? Or, it would feel like you have really learned it by heart and you're just saying it for the sake of it. How do people come to know that? Is based on your voice modulation. Okay. So when we are naturally talking to people, when we are thinking, our voice drops. Okay. And then
Yeah.
some kind of interest, our voice raises. So when you have to emphasize on certain things, you have to increase your pitch. Okay. Or you
Right.
have to take certain pauses in between. Like in the earlier sessions, all of these students, those who attended our earlier sessions, we learned about the 4 P's of our voices. And these P's are going to help you while you are trying to project your confidence. Okay. So one P that we learned was about your power is your enthusiasm. So if you are too boring, hello, my name is so, and this is what I did and that is what I did, and the ABCDEFG, okay, so that is all about me. So if your voice pitch is too steady, it becomes too monotonous, and people may lose attention in that meantime. So what you need to remember is you must have power, that is enthusiasm. When you're talking about your passion and when you're talking about yourself, that energy has to be there so that it doesn't look mucked up. Clear? Number 2, the second P that we have to remember is your pace. So like say, for instance, some of you are talking too fast. Okay. Don't be too fast, because being too fast again shows that you are scripted. So your pace has to be medium, right? So don't be too slow, don't be too fast. It has to be medium. So Madhav, your pace is fine. It's absolutely okay, right? The third P that we have to remember is your pauses. So to share about my certain, I would like to also share with you about some of my latest projects. Pause for 1 second, and
Yes.
then you tell your project. So don't say, so I'll tell you about my projects. One project that I did was so and then I did this, and then I did this. Don't just keep on saying, it makes you breathless. It makes the other person breathless as well. So your pause is equally important.
Okay.
And then you pitch. The last part is your pitch. So it should not be too high that you're almost shouting. It should not be too low that a person cannot hear you. Right? So you have to be audible enough. So these are the 4 P's. Whether it is Madhav or whether it is anyone else, you have to remember that you should not look scripted. You should look confident. Okay. So there are some hand raises, and there are also some
Thank
questions.
you, ma'am.
It's my
Ma'am,
pleasure.
actually, when I'm talking talking with you and introduce myself, actually I'm getting nervous, and so that
I totally understand that. I totally understand that. So that's the reason, we have to remember that whether it is talking to me or whether it is talking to anyone else, when you are actually appearing for an interview, and that is not just your challenge, it's a challenge with all of us till the time we actually bag the, job. So this is very natural. Just be positive and just go ahead and crack it.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
My pleasure. Yeah. Yeah. Yash?
Hello.
Yes, Yash.
Hi, ma'am. I think I joined 15 minutes late. So, like, what is the agenda for today? Like,
Sure.
or are we doing this like tell me what yourself think? So,
Correct.
I just want to know.
So, Yash, for you as well as for all of those who could not, join in time, I'll give you a quick recap. So today, as we discussed in the last session as well as in this session, we are going to majorly take up Q&As. Whatever queries that you have, we're going to work on that. So also some of them were not able to share their tell me about yourself answers last time. So we're going to quickly take a couple of them, those who wanted to do so. Thirdly, certain challenges, like majorly the session was supposed to be on communication and helping you gain confidence as we conclude this series, because this is going to be the last in the soft skill series. So for those who have not attended all the 6 sessions, this is the 6th session. So for all those who have not attended all the 6 sessions, would be also able to take up go through the recording so that you could refer the other discussions that we had earlier. Secondly, we have also shared a PDF PDF, which talks about, all of these Q&As, whether it is why the switchover and why you are shifting from being a mechanical engineer to an IT. So all of these are
Yes, yes,
already
yes.
mentioned in your articles in that PDF. So you could also refer to that. There are a lot of audio files as well. So basically, this is more like a query handling session today. Yash, have I answered your question?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's more like a summarized session of all these
it is. It is.
five sessions. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
ma'am, can I answer this? Tell me about yourself thing. Can we do
Yeah,
this for
sure.
one
Go
minute
ahead.
or so?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, hi Nisha.
So,
Hi, I'm
yeah.
Yash. I've done my BTech and MTech in chemical engineering. I graduated in 2020, just before the corona hit, around that time. And throughout my college, I had my exposure to coding for the first time in my college only. So I did a couple of courses like Intro to Programming in Python and Intro to Machine Learning for chemical engineers. So these kind of courses, I had exposure of coding at that time only. But I thought coding is not for me. I thought I just wanted a non-tech job. So basically, after the college, I got a job. It was a startup in freight industry, and I did many clerical jobs there, like even like meeting with clients to managing a team and like to handle those operations. So I did the job for a year, and throughout my job, basically I've learned that this is not for me. I wanted something more challenging in this field. So, and I've learned that like even this work can be done in product based manner, even this flat industry. So at that time I just understood that yeah, I need to learn this. I need to understand how these things are working and like everything. So I wanted to change this, and so I left my job. I shifted home. My family was supporting, so they supported me for leaving the job. And I started learning Python through a open source MIT course. And after that, I learned how to like creating a basic website like HTML, CSS, JS through the Odin project. Again, it's an open source available. After that, for the last 4 months now, I've been part of AK Job. This is a full stack bootcamp course, like from alumni of IT Delhi only. So I've learned great deal of Java, OOPS, DBMS, SQL, even computer networking, operating systems. They have taught us everything in these last 4 months, and in the next 2 months, we are like trying to learn about, front end and back end as well. So, and other than all this, I like football and poker and listening to music sometimes. Yeah, that's all.
Super. All right. Thank you so much, Yash. So, Yash, I really appreciate that. The flow looks very interesting, and you've kind of created a beautiful story out of it. Also, your level of confidence is good. The choice of words is also good enough. The pace is fine. The voice and other things are good enough. Now, Yash, I have a
Okay.
question. Okay. If you had to reflect on the content, do you think there are some areas which you think may not be adding value, or could, in case if I would want you to remove some part of the content, okay, which
Okay.
part of the content do you think will be adding less value in whatever you said? Do you think there is some content, if
There is one part.
yeah, what is it?
That those courses like those intro to Python and intro to machine learning courses that I mentioned, I don't think they are like bringing any values, because it would be giving me back to the question, if I knew these courses, if I learned well in those courses, then why didn't I like just joined a tech job at that time only? So I think I can remove that part, like, but I think job and why change it, what I did in last 1 year after leaving the job, I think that part is important, I guess.
Correct. Okay. So, see, Yash, although talking about your interest towards technology, okay, is very
Okay.
important. So, being open to various kinds of platforms is good enough. Okay. Where you may want to explore whether, I can drop this piece of information or not. So, one thing that we have to remember is using words like, this is not my cup of tea, or this is not my area of interest, or this is not for me, is what I felt. These are the words which make us feel indecisive. Okay, so
Okay.
how do you change that into a more affirmative way? Is you have to figure that out. Like, say for example, I was introduced to coding right in my college days. Then you would not say that I left it because, you know, I thought that that is not what I wanted. What did you say? Yes, you use certain words. What was that?
Uh, I didn't wanted not I just wanted a non-tech job for me.
You said something else I can recall. So you said something with reference to saying that, you know, this is not for me or something like that. So what we are going to try and focus here is, I was introduced to coding when I was in my college days. Although at that time period, I was not very sure if I wanted to make a career into it, because I could not get enough exposure. And that's the
Okay.
reason I got into some basic clerical jobs to get a hands-on experience, whether, you know, that would be something that I would really excel at. Gradually, I realized that more than this, I was more inclined towards taking up, you know, challenging jobs that would actually push me towards a career that was into IT. So see,
Right.
whether
Right.
it was so or whether it was not so, nobody's going to come and check, right? And so you don't have to be too much Satyavadi Harishchandra in this. What you have to remember is, you have to remember that how can you make that other person feel that you are the best fit? Okay, so
Okay.
somehow or the other, you have to talk about, though that time I did not get an opportunity, but gradually I realized that this is the thing for me. And that's how, you know, and now when you mention that, okay, the IIT alumni, now that was the key word, you know, that really makes a person want to listen, that, okay, he's learned from them, so that must be something good, right? So emphasizing on those words were really good that you shared. And then you elaborated on your project. So that all was good. Correct. So whether your family
Okay.
support or not, you know, why you learned something there and then you moved on, then you went there, then you moved on. So these are the pieces of information that you want to filter out. Okay, so nobody wants to
Okay.
know.
Understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
so those stories are not needed. Okay, what story is needed is, why me for you? That's it.
Clear.
Right?
Clear.
And if you still want to mention, you can just mention one word. And also, my family has always been supportive. That's the reason I have been able to do this. If you really want to do that, so don't create too much of content in that. Don't waste time, because let us remember that, you know, the interviewer doesn't have to just interview Yash. Okay, there are going to be like hundreds of people, so they just want to
Right.
pick up
Right.
what they want. So let us just give them what they want, so that they don't get distracted, and then they just decide, okay, done, this guy is good. You know, that's how we are going to help.
Clear.
Correct?
Clear. Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yash. Yeah. So Kambar, I think you have raised your hand since a while. So go ahead, Kambar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. So
Hello,
yes.
my name is Mohammed Fakar. Ma'am,
Okay.
I have two questions for you.
Yes.
My first question is how to explain our strength and weakness in interview. And my second question is, if the interview asks for any question for me, then what type of question we ask for the interview?
Your voice is not clear. What was your second question? I'm sorry.
Ma'am, my second question is, if the interviewer asks for any question for me, then
Ah,
what type of question we ask for the interview?
sure, sure, definitely. So, say for instance, if your first question was more about your strengths, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So see, while you're talking about your strengths, Kambar, do you really know your strengths? Hmm? So you should know your strengths. Now, what should your strengths be? What kind of qualities? Because see, we could have different kinds of strengths, okay? But we want strengths which actually help the organization. Okay, we want to portray that strength, right? Based on what actually that company requires. Correct? That is one. Secondly, whatever that you project, it has to be backed with examples. Okay, so what you need to do is, first of all, sit down and write down, based on your life experiences, there could be majorly two types of strengths. One strength is with reference to your technical experience, right? So say, for example, if you've had a coding related experience, then you would want to talk about, those strengths, that I'm very good at this particular thing. Now, these strengths has to align to what the company is requiring. So like, say, for example, you've gone through their job description, you have gone through what their requirements are. So you have already learned that. So now before you go and, appear for the interview, prepare your customized script that, okay, based on what the employer is wanting to know, do I have some of these as strengths? So pick up a few strengths, technical strength, and align it to what the company requires. That is point number one. The second type of a strength is what? With reference to your life experiences, okay? With reference to the soft skills, like say, for example, teamwork, leadership, decision making, taking up new challenges, being positive to being adaptable to newer circumstances, wanting to guide your team members in a, in a way wherein all of you work together. So these could be the soft skills. So you have to project that as well. So first strength that you can project will be more on the technical side, which is aligned to what is required by the company. And the second would be that if you have had some experience earlier, maybe in your college days in certain projects, maybe with AQ jobs, maybe with your previous organizations, if you worked with them, then, the leadership skill and the teamwork and, all of these softer skills. So that will be the second part. So these could be your, strengths. Now, I'm also going to share with you, the YouTube link wherein you will get a proper script of what and how to talk about it, because it's already there in the PDF, right? So I'm not going to waste too much of everybody's time to tell you about what should be the script, but you can definitely refer to the video.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. And what about the weakness?
Yeah. So see, weakness is that always, it's not necessary that you have to keep projecting your weakness that looks like your strength. I am a very workaholic person. Okay. So you have to be genuine. You have to be genuine. So say, for example, I certain times am not able to say no to people. I'm working on that, but most of the times I pick up jobs because if I'm very passionate about certain things, I just say yes. So that is one area that I have to work upon. But certain times, I've also learned that that has given me a lot of exposure, but I'm left up with a lot of tasks at my hand. So that is one of the weakness, that I'm trying to work upon. So saying no to people is what I'm trying to tell you, based on the weakness, right? So you can also see the reason here that we are going to accept our weakness. Like, say, for example, multitasking. Certain times, there are a lot of people who feel that multitasking is a strength, but multitasking is not always a strength. So you could say that there are times wherein, I like to focus at one task at a time. Because of which I'm not able to focus on multiple things. So certain times that becomes a challenge. So I'm also working on that. So again, here what we are trying to tell them is that I agree that multitasking is important, but I give importance more to, focusing at one thing at a time so that I could give my 100%. Am I making sense, Kambar?
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So,
And ma'am, what is the number of strength and weakness we explain to the interviewer in numbers?
right. See, more than two is more than enough. Okay. So if you're talking about strengths, okay, so don't have a list of 10 to 15 kind of strengths. I am this, I am that, I'm this, I'm that. But your major strength, okay, one major strength. So say, for example, if you're talking about the technical strength, you talk about one major strength of your technical strength and align it with sub strengths. That is, so whatever the job description mentions, then the person has to be good in A, B, C, D technically. Then you could quote those examples with a proper project cases that you have done. So like, say, for instance, this last project I did, I learned these, this is what I did, this is. So you project more of your strengths with examples. Okay, but one major strength, and then the subgrouping aligned to what the client what the organization has asked for and the examples. So I think majorly 2 good strengths are enough, and then support them with examples which are aligned to the company's requirements. Am I making sense? Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
The same goes for weaknesses. So 2 weakness more than enough. That's it. Okay. So you can begin with say 1 or max 2. That's all. Not more than that. Does that help
Okay,
you?
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Hmm?
Very helpful, ma'am. And my second question is, if the interviewer asks for any question for me, then
Yeah.
what type of question we are going to do?
Totally. Yeah. So see, first of all, I'll tell you what questions you should never ask. Okay, as to what is the growth of the organization, or say how big is the company, or certain things which are already available in the public domain. These kinds of questions should not be asked. Okay, so what kind of questions would be asked here is
Ma'am, like I am selected or not?
yeah, so see, this is the answer that will come up later on. So if in case because they may not take an immediate decision. Okay, so
Yes,
we
ma'am. Yes,
want to
ma'am.
know there and then. Okay, am I selected? So they will never tell you. They will never tell you. They'll just tell you, we'll come back to you. Okay, so first of all, what you could actually ask is, number 1, any question that comes during the conversation. Okay, so if they are something that you are discussing, or they are sharing something, and you have a natural question, okay, during the conversation, and you want to clarify on certain things, then you can ask that for clarification. That is one. Second could be that uh, if they are offering a particular profile. Okay, you may want to know a little more, that if in case you were a part of this kind of a profile, what kind of question would you have with reference to the work? Okay, so say for example, you could quote them as to if you could share a little more about the kind of profile for this particular role. What kind of work would this involve? If you could kindly help me with that. You can ask them question with reference to the work that you have to do for the proposed profile. Okay, if your interview goes well, right? You may also want to know about I would love to learn more about the culture of the organization, or I would love to know more about the growth opportunities here. Maybe something of this sort could also be asked with reference to the future. Like if your interview has really gone well, and you really want to take a call on whether that employer has enough for you for future, so you can ask about the growth opportunities as well. Correct. Now for at the end, towards the, like, if you asked one question. Okay, and if you are given another, because see, do you have any question, if that's a question, and then you, so do not begin with whether I'm selected or not. Okay, but in your second question, you may want to ask for feedback. So instead of saying am I selected or not, you could say, I would love to learn about your feedback for this interview. That's how you could say it, right? So maybe you're not saying whether I'm selected or not, but you are saying you are open to feedback. So to ask them in a more meaningful manner, you could ask them that I would love to learn about your feedback for this interview. Am I making sense, Kambal?
Okay, ma'am. Fine, ma'am. Ma'am, my last question is very important question, ma'am. Why we hire you? This is very confusing question, ma'am. How to answer?
Right. See, why we hire you, or what makes you fit for this role. So, you know what, Kambar, in the PDF, we have specifically shared the tips, the entire video, as well as audio notes. Have you received that PDF? Have you received that PDF?
Yes, ma'am. I received.
Okay, so if you go to question number 2, okay, if you go to question number 2, there's an entire video on it. Okay, nevertheless, what are the points that you could consider as to why we should hire you? See, one thing that you have to talk about is your skill sets. Okay, so one, the skill set that matches to the company's requirements, the profile of the job. Okay, that is the first point that you have to work upon before you go and appear for the interview. So mentally list down the skills aligned to the job profile. Okay, and then while you are projecting your skill set, you say that this is what are the expectations and I'm really good at it, and then align it with the projects that you have taken up. Okay, so you have to show some confident examples talking about what kind of work you have done that makes you trustworthy, reliable, credible, that you're not just saying that I have done many projects. Don't say that. Specifically give them examples with the names of the projects that you have done. What is it that you delivered at the end of it, and why does that relate to the job requirement? That's how it is supposed to be. So they want to know, one, if the skills that you possess, if they match with the job profile or not, and why. So mention what skills match with what profile, and the projects which answers the why. Okay, you could also mention about some of your previous experiences, like if you've done some internships, or maybe you worked somewhere earlier, then that experience, that exposure, that those skills that you have gained, that the softer skills will also help you, tell them that why you could be a good fit. Thirdly, you could talk more about being adaptable in various kind of environments, because you love to learn a lot of things with different types of people. So that really helps you learn more, and gives you an opportunity, gives you an exposure to newer cultures as well. So you are a great fit in different cultures too, and you're adaptable as well. So all of these does help, all of these does help more than enough for you to share that, why I am the good fit. Nevertheless, once you go through this PDF, go through the links, go through the audio notes, listen to them, go through the YouTube video, which talks about the exact, way to, the script to answer the question. That should help you, Kambar.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Very
My,
helpful.
my pleasure. Yeah, right. So,
Hello. Hello.
yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, I have a question. Because my engineering got completed in 2019 and I have so much gap. So when someone asks to me, what should I answer in this situation?
Right. So when you have a gap, okay, was there anything that you did in between? You know, say for instance, were you learning some skill set, or is there anything that you did, anything relevant?
Ma'am, I was preparing for MPPSC.
I see. Oh, okay, okay, got that. Right. So, see, I understand that this is going to be a little challenging one, but what we are going to try and do here is, Anusha, one thing is, if you can give me a little more detailing about what was the gap that you had, if you can take me through your journey.
Ma'am, my engineering was completed in 2019 and in 2021 I got started preparing for the this full stack development course.
Okay. All right. So you have worked and done a couple of projects here.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So, Anusha, what we would project here is that we are going to confidently tell them, I agree that there has been a gap here. I was exploring, MBBS. I was exploring with this skill set. I was exploring with this career. Eventually, I realized that this industry has a lot of promising future. Also, it aligned to my area of interest, because one would only realize what their passion is, what they're more interested in, is when they actually try it out. And I am a person who loves to explore various things and take it as a challenge, because I believe in taking an experience out of it and then deciding whether it would really match to my skill set. And this is where I really found out that this area is my area of interest and my passion, and then I take a halt here. And now I have joined AQ Jobs, who are basically the people who are the alumni of IITs, and then you further elaborate more on how your switchover is the worthy switchover, how that gap is no more a challenge, how in that gap itself, you have learned how to take up newer projects, how to take up newer challenges, how that gap has really helped you believing in that consistency. So that gap is not really a weakness for you, but that gap has helped you become more open to challenges. And despite that gap, taking that switch, how you are more confident that this is the right thing for me. So what we'll do here, Anusha, is we will touch base a bit on the gap. And the reason for that gap is going to be that you were not very clear whether, that was a good fit for you. But when you actually moved on to the IT, and then you realize that, oh, this is what I really wanted to do. And then this is how I experimented. And this is how now, after doing, so many projects, I'm pretty confident that this is what I always wanted to do. So what we are going to do is we'll touch base a bit on the gap. Why the gap? Because that was not the time, I did not have an exposure of this particular industry. The moment I realized that, this is something that was my area of interest, I found my real passion here. And then we start talking about our projects at AQ Jobs. Am I making sense, Anusha? Am I making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Also in the
Thank you, ma'am.
my pleasure. Also in the PDF, there is this question about why the shift in this career. Okay, because this is quite similar to that. So doing something and then suddenly switching over. So I would suggest you to refer to that PDF and look for that question where why the switch over. So there is a script and there is a video and an audio note as well. So you can take that as an help as well. Done? Yeah, super.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we have some questions in the chat window. Okay, how to overcome the fear during the interview and the company, but due to fear, I was repeating sentences and forgot lots of things that I wanted to explain to the interview. Yeah. So Samir, I'm going to address your question. So see, people, a lot of us. Yeah. So those who have raised hands, Abhishek and Bahadur, I'll definitely come to you after I address this question of Samir. So see, people, we have this constant challenge of proving ourselves. Okay. And anyhow, we want to bag the job. Okay. We want that offer. Right. And that's the reason that we feel that what if I don't get that job? What if I fail at the interview? What if I do not project myself well enough? So there are so many what ifs. We discussed about these what ifs earlier. So we also discussed that how to overcome this negativity. I don't know, Samir, if you had attended our earlier sessions, but we have to remember one thing, Samir. See, what is fear? Okay, what is fear? Fear is when you tell yourself a negative story. Okay, when you tell yourself a negative story about all the what ifs which are not supposed to happen. Okay, so it wouldn't be, our what ifs could be of two types. What if I really bag the job? What if the interviewer really likes me? What if I am so confident and the interviewer just shakes a hand and just asks me like the Three Idiots ka interview that, "Bhai, salary discuss kar lein, kitna loge aap?" So what if something of that sort happens? So most of the times we don't think that way. Why? Because we have too much of a self-doubt. Okay, so whether you agree or not, I don't know if you guys have watched this movie called The Secret. Has anybody watched it? The Secret? Anybody? Okay, so if you've not watched it, you must Google it. YouTube page, go and watch The Secret. Okay, I'm going to type in the chat window the secret. Okay, you'll find this in various languages, in English as well as in Hindi. um, Look at any of these videos that talks about how our thoughts play an important role in ensuring that we get what we want. Okay, although this sounds a little philosophical, but trust me, this is an important video that you must watch. It is going to help you throughout your life. Okay, not only for this job. Now, to overcome your fear, okay, there is only one way out, and that one way out is practice. Okay, repetition and practice. Okay, whether you are doing it better with every repetition or not, you will learn that only via feedback. Okay, so what you need to do is, first, clear your mind, okay, from all the negativities that you have. With all the negative stories, replace it with the positive stories. So that is one. I'm going to give my best. I'm going to ensure that whatever I can, I'm going to add value to the organization. I'm not there as a taker. Okay, the taker of the job. I need the job. I need the job. I need the job. No, I'm going to contribute to the organization for what they are looking for. I'm going to be a solution for their problem. I'm there to add value to them. So I'm going to be able to be a great asset to the organization. So that's the mindset that you have. Instead of a taker mindset of that job, you have to have a giver mindset to be adding value to the organization. So first, clear your
It's 12 o'clock.
right? That is the first thing that you have to do. Secondly, once you clear your mind, prepare your script, okay, and rehearse it. Rehearse it in only with you yourself. You could also just do a Zoom call with yourself. Okay, record the Zoom call. Look at your own Zoom call. Look at the recording of the Zoom call and see how confident were you. Imagine that there is an interviewer in front of you. Do it with your friend. That okay, you be an interviewer and switch roles again, and then record it and see how you're performing. Okay, share it with your teammates. Ask people, ask your family members, ask your friends, ask your cousins, anybody, but gather feedback. What is your suggestion? What do you think have I done? Ask your mentors in the organization, in 8-year jobs. Go ahead and seek feedback. One person says, no, I can't help you. Oh, right, no problem, go to second person, right? So we discussed about so many case studies of whether it was J.K. Rowling or anybody, whosoever has made it big in their life, did not happen with the first try. Okay, so you have to keep trying. Okay, so Samar, that is the second thing that you have to do, right? One, you have to clear your mind and have a giver attitude, okay, with all the positive stories that you can. Number two, rehearse it, and gain feedback. Okay, that's the three things that you have to do. I'm sure that you'll be able to crack it. Yeah, Samar, I hope I'm able to help you address your question, right? Okay, and yeah, so okay, I don't know the answer, right? There are times that when I do not know the answer, right? Okay, so there are times when we do not know the answer. Um, if you do not know the answer, what is it that you want to tell? What is it that you want to communicate to the interviewer? Okay. Now, what happens is when you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer. Okay. So, whether should you agree that you don't know the answer or whether you should keep trying? Okay. Rockstar, ask yourself, if you don't know the answer and if you keep beating around the bush, what are you doing? You are wasting your and their time. Okay. So, if you know the answer partially, then you would say, I'm not very I'm not very sure about this. All I understand is, and then whatsoever that you know. Okay, yet I would love to learn more about this, as learning something new has always been my strength. So I would love to work this out further. More so over, if you ask me that, how do I convince the interviewer? See, convincing the interviewer, what is the bottom line here is, we have to let the interviewer know that, okay, I don't know the answer right now, but I'm open to learning it. Okay, I'm open to learning it, and I will ensure that I gain the knowledge. So we're going to thank him that I realized that I really need to work on this. So I'm sure that, this is a great opportunity for me to explore the skill further. And I'm a good learner. So I will definitely explore that further. I'm really sorry, I'm not very sure of this answer. So accepting it, acknowledging it, but wanting and willingness to learn that further, not feeling embarrassed, not giving too much of a justification for like minutes together because I never got an opportunity to do this, and actually I was not doing that, I was doing that, that's the reason I don't give stories, right? Rockstar, am I able to help you answer? Does that help you, or do you have some more question?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, no, please.
And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Ma'am, like you have interviewed so many candidates. So what is the one thing you want from a candidate to possess? What
What's
things
one thing
you,
you want?
what are the things that like strengths, weaknesses, like anything? What do you want from a candidate?
Right. So see, Matthews, the first thing I want is that the amount that I am going to spend actually as an employer, um, am I really going to get an ROI? Okay. So ROI meaning whether, that return is going to come to me, ROI, return on investment, right? So whatever amount that I'm going to spend on the candidate, whether he's really going to help me out or is he going to be a liability to me? That after a while I start feeling that, oh, he's not worthy, and I unnecessarily wasted my money, because initially 1 to 2 months you are going to just experiment with your profile, and then I would expect that, okay, the 2 months are over, now you need to actually start performing. But if you really do not perform, right, then you are going to be a liability to me, right? That is an expenditure which is not adding any value. So that is the first thing that I would definitely look for my interviewee, that when he joins my organization, he is a quick performer, right? And that's the reason I interview him, so that I know that, while I am filtering the candidates, I filter only those who are actually going to be quick performers and are not going to take too much time to gel with the organization, to understand what the profile is, then learn new skills, and then eventually start performing. So first thing, an early performer who matches with the skill set of the profile given. Why? Because I already have some clients to whom I have to ensure delivery of work, right? So for that reason, I want candidates who can start delivering results at the earliest. So while I interview the candidate, I look, number one, whether he's already done some projects, so that he could be an early performer. Two, is he really confident? Is he really just saying for the sake of it, or is he really confident about what he's doing? Three, if he has to communicate confidently with the clients, if he has to communicate and ask help from the colleagues, will he be able to do that? So all of these questions eventually will lead only to one answer. He is going to be an early performer, so that I deliver results to my clients and I get more business. Are you with me, Matthews?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Super. So yeah, Abhishek, I see your hand raised since a while. You would want to share.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, firstly, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I am facing the challenge
The
is
challenge is
during interview. Firstly, I am confident during the interview and also a little bit nervous. And due to this, I am not able to elaborate what I would like to say. So how I will tackle it.
Abhishek, you got muted.
Yes, yes. Ma'am, I am underconfident during the interview and little bit nervous also.
Right.
And due to this, I am not able to elaborate what I would like to say. So, how I will able to tackle it.
Correct. So sure, Abhishek. So basically, Abhishek, you're asking that in case if I have, lack of confidence, how do I be more confident, right? Is that
Yes, yes, yes.
okay? So whether it is anyone who's actually a fresher for this kind of an interview role, this is very natural to all of us. Okay, if I've already appeared for so many interviews, it becomes easy for us to learn that okay, it's okay, I'm going to make it. Why? Because I've already cleared a lot of other interviews, so it gives you a lot of confidence. Now, one thing that we have to remember is what helps us gain confidence is one, our knowledge. Okay, whatever I am saying, if I am very confident that I know about the kind of work that I'm going to project, I have that knowledge, then probably I will not be too worried. Okay. So that knowledge, that preparation about the content, that exposure of work, real exposure. Okay. If you've really worked very hard, whether it is at AKO Jobs itself, if you've done your project so nicely and you know what you've done in the projects, so that anybody asks you anything about the project, you know it. Why? Because you put your heart into it. So that will give you confidence. So while you are working on your projects, whether a lot of you have recently joined in the last month, while you are working on certain projects, give your 100% to it, because that's going to eventually help you build your confidence, right? And for those who have already worked, stop self-doubting. Stop self-doubting that, oh my God, am I really worth it? Will I really be as good as this person? Oh, that person is so confident, I'm so weak. Oh, I don't know English. Oh, my communication is so weak. So stop that self-doubt. Okay, you are not there to become an effective motivational speaker. Okay, you are there to deliver what you have learned. You are there to resolve certain challenges that the organization is facing or that organization's clients are facing, and eventually add value to them in which you are already good at. Okay, so remember that first, and with that mindset, appear for the interview. And as I shared earlier as well, a few minutes back, that was practice more. So prepare your mind with complete information. Prepare content is very important. And whatever you speak, rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. So clear your mind from the negativity, practice more often, collect feedback, and improvise. Right, Abhishek?
Yes, yes, yes.
So don't
And
worry, you're going to do it, and just make anybody sit in front of you and just tell them, boss, listen to me, I want to appear for the interview. Jo bhi mile, catch hold of them and just prepare. Okay.
yes, yes,
If you
yes,
don't find anybody, create a Zoom call, personal Zoom call from your ID, give interview to yourself. Take that record
yes.
and share with people. Or else switch
Okay.
on your video, on your mobile phone, record yourself and speak up. Look at a lot of videos on YouTube. Check the video links that are mentioned in your PDF. Then once listen to the video, pause, then record yourself, then see whether where you are wrong. Again, record yourself, again correct. So put in efforts. You are going to remember this for your lifetime, that okay, that first job, and you're going to remember me, that okay, I was told by somebody that time, and that's how I cleared my interview. But do that. Okay, do that. You
Okay.
might have to put in a lot of efforts, but be ready to just put those efforts. You need
Yes,
to put efforts. That's it.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Abhishek?
Yes, ma'am.
Super.
Thank you.
All right. Sure. So yeah, we have Bahit War Nilesh. Nilesh?
Yes, ma'am. I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Means like suppose like I have given some interviews as well, like some service-based company, but I got failed there. But suppose if interviewer asks like, have you ever faced any interview? Means you have failed there or passed there or any offer you have. So means how could I answer them? Like means it is impressing. What can I say? It is like how to tackle the such kind of question like.
Correct. Correct. So, see, Nilesh. Now, first question: have you failed at any interviews? So, in case if this is your first interview, so you would say that I recently, completed my project with AQ Jobs, and we have had mock interviews, but this is my first interview, and I will be more than honored to be able to contribute for the organization like yours, would given an opportunity. So if that's your first interview, you're going to tell them that, yeah, this is my first interview and I've never appeared for interviews. Now, say for example, if you've already put in, certain efforts earlier, and or you have shown some work X, so that means that you might have appeared for interviews, if in the past you have shown some examples. So yeah, I did appear. I do recall one of the interviews wherein I failed miserably, and the reason behind that was that was the first time I appeared for the interview in my life, and I was very anxious about whether I would be able to communicate and express how I can contribute to the organization. So though I was technically very confident, but since it was my first interview, I was pretty anxious about it, and that's the reason I was not able to express my areas of expertise to them well, and that's why I actually failed. So telling them, not that because I was not a good fit, you are not going to tell them, and you're not going to tell them that I did not appear, I mean, I did not answer their questions because I didn't know the answers to their questions. We are not going to tell them. We're going to tell them I was very good, only that, though I was good, but I was a little anxious. Anxious meaning too much of anxiety, whether I'll do it not. So anxiety may everything includes that, you are worried whether you'll be able to appear or not. So that is a valid reason, a lot of us, and you will see that everybody out here, even when I appeared for my first interview, I was so worried. So I actually prepared for almost 1 week for that one interview, which was in the Godrej group of companies. So I really wanted to bag that job. So what I literally did was I prepared, I studied about the entire industry. I studied about the organization. I literally learned everything mentioned on their website, what they do, who are their competitors, because I wanted to bag that job. So, and I did it and I bagged it. Reason being, I just knew everything about that organization. So trust me, that's what people want. That is the homework that you do. So in case if you have failed, it would be only because you were not confident. That is, you were not able to express yourself best. Yeah. So that is one. Nilesh.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks.
Yes. So yeah, so we have some hand raises. So we have Mohammed. Mohammed, are you around? Okay, Mohammed isn't around. Okay, Anand.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt. Is the introduction session still going on?
These sessions are only Q&A sessions. So any question, whether it is with reference to introduction or anything else, we are taking them.
Okay. No, I actually prepared my introduction. So I thought maybe it would be a good interview.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I think my laptop's battery is quite low, so please bear with me.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, and I want you to begin it formally. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start.
Hi, Abhi. I just received your profile. Please tell me about yourself.
I'm already anxious. But anyway.
You can begin with a greeting and then go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hello, ma'am, and everyone else who is listening. I am Abhijit. I've done my schooling from Ramji School, RK and afterwards I joined NSIT as a CS graduate. I took CS as an additional subject during my 12th as well, which makes my coding experience closing almost 8 years. Sorry, wait a second. Yeah, all my projects that I have done come from different branches of computer science. which which shows I'm very interested in this tech field. During my second year, I did my first ever project, which was a Android app. In short, that app was basically designed to help people so that they can report any crime or anything they see happening on the, for example, road rage or harassment or whatever they feel like. They can report it to a nearest police station and similar organizations which can provide the help at the time. And during the second year, I also did a technical content writer. I also worked as a technical content writer because I cannot do the full software development side at the second year because I didn't have that much of skills at that time. So that's that. And during the third year, did another project, which comes from the field of machine learning and AI. Sorry, is the honking picking
Go
up?
ahead. Go ahead, Abhijit.
Okay, I'm sorry. So where was I? I was at second year, right? Yeah. So in second year, I did one project which was from the field of machine learning and AI. It was basically the whole like project was about creating a description of a picture. Like if you input a picture, it will throw out a description of that picture, whatever in the picture, and it will make a valid sentence out of it, not just like what's in the picture. It will make a valid sentence out of it. Yeah. And and during the last year, no, in third year, actually I did one internship as well as a developer profile. And during the fourth year, I also did another project which comes from the field of genetic algorithms. And there I also did another another internship. And after that,
Go ahead. Conclude fast.
sorry,
We can't hear you. Abhijit, we can't hear you. Okay, so do we conclude here, Abhijit? Hello, are you there? Am I not able to hear you, or is no one able to hear him? Am I there? Or have I got disconnected? Let me check. No. Okay, fine enough.
You are here, ma'am.
Okay, I'm there. All right. I thought my system hanged. All right, super. So, all right. So, Abhijit, are you there before I give you your feedback? In the meantime, okay. So, Rockstar, I'm going to. You got a nice name. I call you Rockstar. See, your nickname itself shows you are a rockstar. So, I'm going to share, this link for your English fluency. So, since you asked about English, see, I really like this what do you call this series, reason being that they have a lot of English speeches. You have native English speakers, you have Indian English speakers, and there are large subtitles so that you could refer to what they're saying. So you should refer to it. One video maybe a day should help you. Yeah, Mr. Rockstar. So you can subscribe to the channel and watch their videos. They're all in English and they help you. Even they inspire you a lot. So it does a double job. You learn, improvise on your English skills as well as you inspire yourself. Okay, cool. All right. So,
Hello.
Mr. Yes, who is that?
Ma'am, sorry, I had some issue with my audio settings, so I was not able to answer you when you called my name. My name is Mohammed Mujtaba.
Ah, I see. Okay. So yeah. So Mohammed, just 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Abhi, are you around? Abhi, are you around? Because I'll forget to give you your feedback. So what I'm going to do is Abhi has got disconnected. Okay. All right. So nevertheless, when Abhi rejoins, we'll try and give him feedback. I hope I remember that. Super. Yeah, Mohammed, go ahead.
Sure, ma'am. A very good afternoon to you, ma'am. I had a question that I was waiting to ask you for a long time. Earlier, you told us that you have had 6 sessions with us, right?
This is the
It has
sixth.
been, yes, ma'am. It has been a month since I joined AccuJob, and I've had only 3 sessions with you. And on the module section on the AccuJob portal, there are all the recordings of the lectures, right? And there are only 3 sessions with you. The recordings that are there are only 3 of them.
Okay.
So where can I get the rest of the 3 recordings?
So let me talk to the AccuJobs team and to ensure that you receive all the sessions.
Okay, ma'am. And can you confirm that there have been only 2 resources that you've shared with us? One being the PDF, another being the Notion link with all the articles?
Right. So it is the PDF. I'm going to share the PDF link with you. So the PDF itself has the video links. Yeah. So all the video links, the audio links, and the scripts, everything is there within the PDF itself. I'm just typing in the chat window. So you'd have received it. It's a drive.
I've received the PDF, but I'm asking that if there are any other PDFs or articles that you have shared with us, because I've had only 2 of the links, one being the PDF, another being the Notion link.
Oh, I see. Basically, what happens is, when we take up sessions, I keep sharing some links to some YouTube videos. So we've not created any, what do you call, a reference link list of links as such. Like say, for example, I spoke about gaining confidence. We spoke about body language. I just recall some of the links that we shared about were on certain TED Talk videos. So that, one needs to refer to it. So there were a lot of such things that we shared in the chat window. Quickly, I'll just share with you, a couple of them that I have a quick recall of so that you could refer. One is, the TED Talk by Vanessa Edwards that I recommended. The second was a TED Talk by Amy Cuddy, who is a Harvard researcher. Amy Cuddy's TED Talk was majorly on body language, which is going to be really helpful in case if you want to. Vanessa Edwards, she has taken up some special tips, which was published by LinkedIn as well on interview skills. Okay, so some quick tips on that, and you will find a series of Vanessa's video links. So you could refer to her TED Talk, Vanessa's TED Talks, as well as YouTube videos as well. Okay, so I recall these 2. Other than that, there are a lot of other books that I recommended, but I think majorly with reference to the interview series, you must watch these 2 videos. Okay, and for those people who have who have a vision in their mind, who really want to do big in their life, trust me, you must watch The Secret movie on YouTube. They also have their website, thesecret.tv, which talks majorly on vision building exercise. Though it goes more towards building the right mindset, but it helps you gain confidence and believe in yourself. So that's what I really would recommend. Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. This will be a lot of help for me, ma'am. And one more thing, since I have not prepared anything regarding my introduction or anything, could you please give me feedback regarding my voice modulation or the confidence that with which I speak, so that I at least get that something out of it?
So, Muhammad, I think your speech clarity is wonderful. The way you project your ideas and the structure of thoughts with the right pauses, the pace is everything wonderful, right? So I think you're already doing a good job. I don't see any kind of suggestions as of now. So you're doing a good job, Muhammad.
Thank you, ma'am. It was nice talking to you, ma'am. You're really great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so we have some hand raises. Anand has been raising his hand since a while. So Anand, can we hear you? Anand, are you there?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear you?
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't know who is talking. Is that Matthews?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Matthews. What is it?
Ma'am, I just want feedback from you for the question. Tell me about yourself. Can I start?
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Sunny Matthews. I have completed my 10 plus 12 in 2018, and afterwards I opted engineering in IT branch, and after that I just graduated in 2022, and in September I joined AccuJobs, and it's been a month. I have learned a lot from AccuJobs, and my hobbies are playing sports and music, listening music, and that's all, man. Any
Projects.
feedback?
Projects.
Projects? I have not done any projects, ma'am, right now.
You're a new joinee?
Yes, ma'am.
Pratik,
It's
right?
in.
Okay, correct.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so you're going to do a lot of projects, and projects is going to be the heart of the tell me about yourself interview. Okay, that's great. So you have
Okay, ma'am.
to add that. Also, when you refer to the what do you call the PDF, there's a script, so you can add a little bit here and there into it. Okay. Otherwise,
Okay.
you need to improvise a little bit on your enthusiasm. So be happy while you're sharing. Be happy. So, be positive. So your voice should have that positivity, you know. So say for example, I ask you to repeat, hello ma'am, I am. Okay, just tell me about your name. The first sentence. With some positivity. As if you
Okay.
bagged the
Hello.
order. Sorry, as if you bagged the job. Okay, I've already told you you're going to get this job. How will you introduce me to yourself to me? So you're
Hello,
being
ma'am.
Hmm.
My name is M. Sunny,
Hmm.
and I've completed my graduation in IT branch, and afterwards I got this job in a IT firm of a good package, and that's all, ma'am. And what can I more to say, ma'am?
All right. See, your single sentence has too many pauses. Okay, Matthews,
Okay, ma'am.
which shows that either you are working on your language or you are not confident. Okay, Matthews. So your first statement has to be very confident. Okay, because we don't want to lose
Okay.
the listener in the first statement. Their attention will be lost. Okay, so I want you to practice a bit more. So
Okay.
practice more. Prepare a script, practice. Yes, Matthews?
Ma'am, how can I practice, ma'am? Can you give a procedure of process
I've
that
already
how?
been telling this since an hour, Matthews. What were you doing? And
Yes, ma'am.
the fourth time I'm going to repeat this. So the procedure is going to be the same. Please prepare your content, prepare your script, be confident, be positive, clear your negativities, and record yourself, share with people, take feedback. Okay. Watch the videos which are already there in your PDF, refer to them again, correct your speech again, record yourself. Okay. So it's only going to happen
Okay.
with the more you do it. Matthews, don't bother so much, just do it. Okay, whether I will do it right or not, all this comes later on. First, at least give it a try. Are you with me?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. And
Okay,
you
ma'am.
just started. So when you start working on your projects, automatically you will gain a lot of confidence. Trust me, and that itself will show up. So don't bother so much. Just give your 100% in the work that you're now about to do.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you, ma'am.
long way to go. So don't worry, you still have time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
My pleasure, my pleasure. All right, so we take up two more people because we are already 15 minutes delayed. Nevertheless, any two who I don't know whom to select and whom to not select. So it's more like,
Hello, ma'am.
yeah, Amit. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Amit. Actually, ma'am, this is my first session, and ma'am, actually, before 2 months, I had joined SU, and ma'am,
Amit, your voice is lagging and I'm not able to hear you.
Yesterday before day, I had gave one mock test. So in that test, sir told me about. I think, ma'am, this is a network issue. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Do you want to type it in the chat and tell me what your question is? Because I'm not too worried about you because you don't have to appear for your interview right away. So I would like to take somebody who has to appear for their interview who's completed or concluded their course. Anybody, Amit, in the meantime, you can type your question in the chat window. I'll definitely try addressing it. So in the meantime, anybody just unmute yourself, because I do not know whosoever has to appear for your interview and who has already completed their journey with AQ Jobs.
Hello, ma'am, this is Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky.
I'm just completed my interview in last week and I got a message from my batch manager that I was selected for that position.
Wow, super. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm still waiting for offer letter.
Okay.
So the HR is gonna call me on upcoming days.
Okay.
So I just want to ask that what type of questions I can expect from her, means about offer letter or work culture and all.
Right. So, see, first of all, it is really good that they have been positive about, your selection. The kind of questions that you would want to ask are going to be the same. One is that, what is specifically your role going to be for the work that they have offered? So you would want to ask them to elaborate a little more. So how would you ask them? It would be wonderful if you could take me through the kind of work profile of mine so that I could get a better understanding. So that is one thing that you could want to know. Secondly, about the team and the culture. So I'm a person who loves to connect with different types of people, and also align myself to newer environments. If you would want to help me with the understanding the kind of values or the ethos that you have in your company culture, so that I could adapt it. Anything in particular that you would want me to keep in mind? So you can ask them that way. So all our questions are going to be not about, I am going to select you. No, you are going to tell them, I am going to adapt to what you want me to do. Right? Why? Because we want the opportunity to work with them. So if you have like 10 jobs in your hand and you want to select, okay, do I want to go with him or him? Then our questions are going to be different. But if I want to tell them that, boss, I love adapting to different cultures, and I will adapt to what you want me to, then your questions are going to be different, right? So we are going to tell them that why we want to learn from you about your culture is not because whether I select or reject you. It is so that I know how you would want me to adapt to your environment so that I could contribute better. That's going to be our objective. And then you may also want to ask about the growth projections, say for instance, where do you see the kind of more contribution that I can make? Is there anything in particular that you would want me to work upon, since you've already interviewed me? So is there any area that you would want me to, also work upon on further skills so that I could contribute better? So gathering feedback so that, in future they consider you for upcoming projects, and in the meantime, you may want to work on certain things. So I think these 2-3 questions should be more than enough. Baki salary value, they'll definitely tell in the offer letter, they'll offer you, and you would want to know more about the breakups and everything that's mentioned. Make sense?
Yes, totally makes sense about the asking for the work culture and the upcoming means the environment which I have to adapt easily. So that's a positive thing about that.
And also, Lucky, about the profile.
Yeah,
so what is
profile.
expected out of you, that is very important. And remember that the more clarity you have about your role in the organization, the better you will be able to deliver results. So right in the beginning, this term is called as expectation management. You need to know what are the expectations of the other person so that you could align yourself to it and deliver. Because everybody is going to have so many expectations, but if they know what they want from you and you know what they want from them, it will be a great fit.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Is that all? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure, Lucky. All right. Yes, Prashant, so you have 5 years of gap because of preparation in a government exam. Okay, getting I switch my career on full stack developer in EQ Jobs. How I agree, interviewer. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I understand that, Prashant, and we have this question answered as to why the switch. So what number is this question? Let me check. Okay, so I'm just referring to the PDF, and I'll tell you, you can go to, this particular question answer because I've already explained this since a little while. So I have answered this for twice. That's the reason I'm just picking up the question. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Mike, can I add our hobbies and achievement in introduction part?
Introduction part, yeah. So basically, you can and see that they are good, positive hobbies, and they should be only 1% kind of an information as compared to the 99% other stuff. Okay, so like one sentence, and I love reading about, and then whatever your hobby is, like I'm a soccer player, or I love trekking is one of my passion, or whatever hobby that you have, right? So it should not be more than a sentence or two, and it should be only 1% as compared to the rest of it. Don't start talking too much about it for the next 5 minutes, because they don't want to know that. But you know why hobby is important is something that I'm going to tell you. Why hobby is important is because hobbies tell you that you are taking an exposure in various domains of life. Okay, so the kind of hobby that you pick, see, everybody is very selfish. Okay, everybody is very selfish. The interviewer especially is very selfish. So the interviewer wants to know about your hobby, so that whether you still can add any value to the organization or not. Eventually they are not interested in you at all. Okay, so they want to know how are you going to make your contribution to the organization. So whatever hobby that you pick up, remember that somewhere or the other you are going to tell them, boss, whatever I am, I'm going to be of a great value to you. Okay, so again, you, to answer specifically your question, you can talk about your hobby. Should be one sentence or a little bit more. That's it. Not more than 1% of your profile.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, my last question is, and funny question is for you, how to smile in front of an interviewer?
Oh, okay. All right. So see, the best way, although this looks like a very funny question, but showing your teeth all the time is not a safe way to show your confidence. Okay, smiling too often also does not project confidence. Okay, so when you are appearing for an interview, in the beginning, smile is important. In the ending, smile with a nice warm handshake, eye contact, all of it that we've already discussed earlier is important. But when there is a conversation, occasional smiling is okay, but do not keep smiling and laughing. All right, sir? Yes, sir. Okay, sure. So, sir, basically this is what happened, and don't do that. Okay, that shows that you are too anxious. Okay, so when you are talking about some serious stuff about your experiences, your face should be cheerful, but that does not mean you. So when you have these, if you recall, we had a session on body language wherein I showed you some pictures about people who have these eyebrows like these, and there's so much of frown and there's so much of fear on their face. So when you have these kinds of projections on your face, they know that you're too worried. So this is not what the kind of face you should have. Just be relaxed when you're listening, when you're asking question, a little smile. Okay, right. So if they're saying something or you're listening to them, so don't listen like that. What? Oh. And then you're thinking that, oh my God, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer. What will I tell? What? So that comes up on your face. Okay. So to answer your question, don't show your face all the time. Okay. But don't show too much of a fear and too much of anxiety on your face. Be cheerful, cool, and calm. Okay. Super.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Super, so that's all for the day. We are at 12:42. Okay, so once again, I'm going to wish you all a very good luck. And for those who are attending, who haven't attended, all the sessions, you can refer to the link. And for those who do not have the recordings on your page, I will check with the AQ teams and ask them to put them on. Other than that, all I can say is you guys are going to rock. So go ahead, rock, and click all the interviews. For those who have missed the session, I really wanted to meet all of you. I really wanted to wish good luck, but I understand they have their test today. So do convey to them my best wishes. Also for those people who would want to stay in touch with me, who would have some questions, who would want to share their feedback or just follow my work, I'm going to share my LinkedIn profile. So if there's anything that you would want to connect with me, you can click on this profile and just follow, because I keep adding a lot of videos and content on my profile as well. So you can follow me here on LinkedIn. Nevertheless, I am really not very happy that I was not able to take up all the hand raises, but I'm very sure that all of you are going to do a great job. Just stay positive and go ahead and crack it. You guys are going to rock, right? So good luck everyone and have a nice time, and refer to the PDF link, check the videos, audios, all of it. So that's all. We conclude the session and the series. And yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, Rockstar.
Sorry for the interruption, ma'am. Ma'am, will you be having more sessions with this?
I don't know how many sessions you have recently joined your AQ Jobs team. I mean, as a student.
Ma'am, it has been a month.
Right. So you will be having, there will be upcoming sessions. There are 6 sessions for each participant. So if you have attended, if this is going to be like your recent session, you will be having more.
This is my 3rd session now.
This is your 3rd session. Yeah. So you should be having 3 more sessions. So I think I would rather recommend that you connect with your mentor, your project lead or your mentor, and check with them on this, Mohammed, because these sessions are going to be ongoing and probably they'll guide you through how many sessions are left out for you.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. So okay, I do have my YouTube channel. I do have my Insta page. So you can search for me by Coach Nisha Anand. Okay. And okay, so format of gap here. Okay, Sharad. So what rule should I type in here for you? Okay. So I'm going to quickly type some tips. Okay. So the gap, you have to share your logic about what you learned, okay, during the gap. As in not having wasted your time. Okay. So that's basically.
Ma'am, where I search Coach Nisha Anand?
Okay, so somebody asked me about my YouTube channel, so I wrote that. So even on Insta as well as on YouTube, you'll find me there. Right, and nevertheless, you can find me on LinkedIn as well. So I've also shared my LinkedIn link. So you can follow me there as well. Okay, you can type a message for me if you have anything in particular that has been left out. I'll try answering your queries there. All right, so whom was I about to answer? Sharad, yes. So Sharad, I'm just typing your answer. So you've learned during the project, not having wasted your time, and the skill set in terms of non-technical skills, because it's the technical skills would be irrelevant there, and then focus more on the reason for the shift to this industry. Okay. Okay, Sharad, this is for your question. All right. So yeah, so Sharad, see, elaborating too much on family problems is not the right way to answer. So you may just want that I did have some personal challenges due to which I had to, take a break. Nevertheless, I love taking challenges, and then start talking about, how you made that shift, and talk more about positive. Nobody wants to know the sob story of anyone's life, because that's not what they have time for, right? So just a little bit of a statement due to certain challenges in my personal life. but now things are pretty sorted. See, why the reason I'm also going to tell you is that you don't want to tell them that you have so many personal challenges that in future again you are going to be wasting your talent and their time as well. You will keep having a lot of problems, and then they will also not be able to get maximum out of you. So they keep having these questions in their mind that, oh my god, he has so many problems in his life, will he really be a good fit for me? What if he has these problems later on also? So that is the kind of question that keep coming to their mind. So we don't want to tell them that you are still having too many problems. All that phase is over, and now you have moved on and you've conquered the battles, and now you're doing great and you can add value, is what you have to tell them. Show them a beautiful picture that they are doing a great choice. That's what we want to focus on.
Ma'am, what is Precept Training Academy?
So that's my organization. Yeah, that's my organization. I had that organization. So yeah, so Kunal ji, we have answered this question for umpteen times. So please refer to the PDF, and in that PDF, you have also these YouTube links about why the reason of what is the reason behind this shift of career. Okay, so change the field from commerce to IT. So how to tackle this question? So Kunal, refer to this, okay, refer to the PDF. It has a question, why the shift, and you can, and there are audio and video links as well. So you will be able to see that. Super. All right, people. So we are going to conclude the session, and I wish you good luck once again. So see you. Bye-bye, everyone, and wish you a great time ahead and good luck. And I'm sure that each one of you is going to get what they really deserve. You're all going to do a great job. Thank you so much, and everyone. Bye-bye. See you.